Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey everybody, welcome to Movies in the Man Cave. What we're going to do this week, here's a secret I'm going to share.
Okay.
I like movies.
Really?
I like movies so much that I watch more than one a week. We only do one show a week, so all those other movies that I see, you guys never hear about.
Yeah, it's kind of pushed
They
to the
get
side.
pushed to the wayside. So this week we're going to do an episode called Rapid Reviews, where we can each just go through some of the ones that we've seen that don't warrant the full show or the other person maybe hasn't seen so that they can't discuss as well. And that's what we're going to do. Rapidly.
You go first. It's your idea.
First movie I'm going to talk about, I saw this a couple weeks ago, was Fast 5.
Okay.
The fifth movie in the Fast and Furious franchise. I want to say I saw the first and second one. I did not see the third and fourth one.
Okay.
I don't think you need to see the third and fourth one to see this one. Probably don't need to see the second one either. It was an okay movie. It's better than the second Fast and Furious. You've got Vin Diesel back in this one, which helps, and I think he was in the fourth one too, if I'm not mistaken. The real draw in this one is that you get Vin Diesel and The Rock in a fist fight.
Sweet. And
the two guys are just jacked, and it's like you feel like the room should be shaking every time a guy throws a punch. Just because they're... I mean, The Rock especially. Just...
He's jacked.
Badoosh!
He's jacked.
However, Vin Diesel, I feel like he's putting on a beer belly.
Really?
Yeah, I think... Because he's wearing his trademark wife beater like he always wears in that series. Yeah. But I feel like they tried to hide some of the shots where... His stomach. He's getting older. He's like in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
I think he had kind of a late career start, so he didn't like get his buffest years on camera. But yeah, my biggest problem with this movie, there's a lot of good action scenes, really cool action scenes. I mean, if you don't follow the plot at all, the action scenes pretty good. The plot that I have a problem with is like they're all about helping this town out, who's been run by this dictator who's kind of an a-hole, and they steal this safe, and then it's blatant disregard for any innocent standby because they're dragging it behind these cars and it's like whipping through bank lobbies. I mean, seriously, for like 10 minutes, they're just driving around the streets, taking everything out. The death toll would be in the hundreds. And it's like just not even mentioned. So that was the biggest thing for me. But as far as cool action scenes, it's definitely loaded, but very mediocre plot, I felt. And too many people. They tried to bring like everybody into it. And it's just like too much.
Well... One of mine for Rapid Review has no big names. It has a below mediocre plot, and it's just straight up garbage, but in a good way. You saw it, I believe, as well. Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we watched that for Halloween
I couldn't
last
remember
year,
if that was last year or what. But, yeah, where to start with that one? The plot, back during the first Thanksgiving, there's this possessed turkey. I'm sure they explained how it got possessed.
I don't remember,
but there's this possessed turkey that's going around killing everyone. It talks. In the movie, it is a god-awful rubber puppet.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But so it's a horror / comedy that's really heavy on the comedy and very shaky on the horror.
Bad puns.
Awful puns. I mean, they take like the stupid characters, like normally in a horror movie where, you know who the killer is, and the kids should know who the killer is, but they don't. Like there's the scene with the turkey where he's like wearing the dad's face.
Oh yeah.
And he's a turkey with a human face, and the kids are like, "Oh hey, Dad," and they're hugging him and kissing him and stuff, and like, really?
Forgot about that part.
But, it's just stupid funny like that. There's the scene with, it's a big spoiler alert, a kid dies, where the one kid's dying, and they have, like, that flashback scene that's, like, 5 minutes long of them, like, running through the park together, and just, I mean, it's like the horror movie that you would make with your buddies on, like, a $5 budget when you're bored one night and probably really drunk. Because, I mean, otherwise, it's so bad, but you have to see it. If you like the cheesy, campy horror movies... You have to see
Well,
it.
there's not a lot of great Thanksgiving movies out there.
It's
so we may
really
as well
not.
watch
It
this
doesn't.
one.
Yeah.
Get the family.
It's right up there with like the Addams Family reunion. You know, you got the Thanksgiving play in that, and then Thanksgiving's right there.
Perfect. The next one I want to talk about is a movie I've been looking forward to seeing, and I just watched it. It's Hannah. And my expectations were way too high. This movie was bad.
Bad.
I did not like it at all. The previews made it look really cool. It's about this teenage girl who's been trained out in the wilderness by her dad, played by Eric Bana. And she knows all these killing techniques, and she's like this supreme hunter girl. And she's got to go kill this one like CIA or FBI lady or something for an old grudge that dad has.
Yep.
And like the action scenes are okay. It's a little unbelievable because even though she's trained, she's this skinny little lower teenage girl. I don't want to say teen. She wasn't like 17. I mean, she looked like she was like 14 maybe. And it's just hard to believe that she's going to take out all these guards, even with all this training. There's weird side plots where she meets this family, and the kids that she meets act in a way that no kid would ever act ever. And I'm just like, this is weird. And then the relationship, and then that family, like, you never see them again. Like, there's no wrap up to that story. Like, they're becoming friends, and then they're just gone out of it. The plot, then they try to throw the twists in there. As why is this girl getting revenge and all this stuff? And I was bored. Towards the end, there's like the final battle. I was almost falling asleep.
Oh, right.
So not good. I did not like Hannah.
It's a bummer. I was looking forward to that one. Then, yeah, now I will not check it out. So
yeah.
One that we had talked about on our show when it was coming out was Everything Must Go. Will Ferrell. I was going into it with the mentality it looked like, you know, the Stranger Than Fiction type, not your typical Anchorman.
No big spoilers. I'm gonna watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I want to watch it. So don't spoil it.
But like I was going into, you know, with that Stranger Than Fiction, it's gonna be, you know, whatever. So I wasn't expecting comic Will Ferrell, but they surprisingly they mixed the two really well. You know, it was, you know, your kind of, you know, not outrageous comedy plot with everything. You know, his wife leaves him. It's really depressing. But he manages to get some really good comedy in there, and then he ends up hanging out with this neighbor kid.
So what I saw through the preview that looked so funny was the kid.
He's hanging out with this neighbor kid, and his interactions with that kid. You know, that's what, for me, that's when all the funny bits come in there. But, you know, and I really like Stranger Than Fiction, but I would actually put this above that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as far as Will Ferrell, you know, his serious movies go. And it would probably be up there, you know, maybe not in top 5 Will Ferrell, but up there.
On the
it'd
border.
be close. Yeah. You know, yeah, I mean, the love story, you know, the complications, all that stuff is fun. You know, and the whole movie is shot really well. That's kind of, it sounds stupid, but it has really cool shots in it. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to
I'm excited to see that one. Yeah,
I think that you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
I really wanted to see that one, and I think I'm waiting for a night when my wife's free. We can watch it together. It seems like it's one for good everybody, you know, type of deal, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. Next one I want to talk about is Rango. An computer animated feature starring Johnny Depp as a chameleon who is a family pet and gets tossed into the desert and becomes sheriff, and then it turns into a Western with talking animals.
Yes.
I don't know. This came out 2011 probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was all in 2011, but this would be probably top of my list for most beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's
of the year.
Really amazing.
The computer graphics are so gorgeous. One of the big plot points in this is water, and all the water scenes, and just watching. I mean, it's mesmerizing how crystal clear and beautiful these shots are. Yeah. And it's just like I told my wife, like, where is CG going to be in 10 years? Because I cannot see or imagine it being any better than it is right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I said that 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But when you watch this, it's just mind-blowing. And besides that, beauty. Really, really solid movie.
That's a great movie.
It's tough for me to find, like, good Westerns. I mean, 310 to Yuma is good. and True Grit was really good.
True Grit was really
but
good.
other than that, there's really usually a void as far as good westerns, and this one falls into a good western. It's got humor. It's got your standard western duels.
Yeah, it's got the spirit of the West. Like
it's got the spirit of the West. That's the character. The spirit of the West. Just great characters and the jokes. There's a lot of jokes for adults type of deal. Little
there's
puns like that.
Fear and Loathing.
Well, the whole thing is like a Fear and Loathing reference.
But there's an actual legitimate Fear and Loathing reference, and it's just a really good movie. I've seen it many times now. I think I'm up to 4 times seeing it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and once it came on Netflix, I was like, yep, watching that again.
Watching that again. It's a stellar movie. It's really, really good.
Yep.
So,
keeping with that, beautiful computer animated movies. I saw Brave when that came out here. I did a little write up on our thing, but no one reads those. They just
no one reads. No one reads. Come on now. That's why we do a video blog.
Really solid movie, and it's Pixar, and so you kind of expect it to be really kiddie, Toy Story, just childish, and parts of it are, but kind of right out the gate, it gets dark. It has a very dark moment, and we saw it in 3D, and there's a, 6-7-year-old sitting in front of us, and there's this moment with the bad beast in the movie, and I'm like, there's a 7-year-old here, and she's just terrified, huh? Right? And it scared me, and so it just throughout the movie it has these little dark bits in there that it's like, wow, this is not necessarily a straight up kids movie, but then it has its normal parts. It had a lot more animated Pixar butts in it.
Oh.
There were so many butts in this movie. It was like, that's what I could pick out. But as far as animation wise, fantastic. Story.
Is it Scotland or Ireland?
It was, yeah, Scottish. Yes.
So it's pretty much like Highlands. Lord of the Rings in CG form.
Kinda, sorta. But the story is kind of predictable. It's the princess has to get married. She doesn't want to get married. She wants to be the princess. Whatever.
Every Disney movie ever.
Right. And then she kind of goes off on her own and does her thing, and that's where the plot kind of changes from your your more predictable Disney movies and such. But it's just a really good movie.
Did you get through the accents okay? Pretty thick from what I saw on the TV.
They were, but
do you have the courage?
Yeah.
The fortitude.
Yeah, they were pretty hard. They had the other clans that came to, claim the princess or whatever. A couple of them were really hard to understand, but mostly the main characters, they made them pretty easy. So,
good deal.
Just a really good movie.
All right. That's boom. Some of the stuff that we've been watching lately.
That's 6 movies right there.
I was going through and I've got seriously 50 more that I've watched in the last couple of months. And I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this one. Oh, this one's good. Oh, this one's bad. I gotta let people know. Yeah. So
I think my next one, I was flipping through my Netflix recently watched, and aside from how it's made, just all how it's made or Phineas and Ferb's, it's documentaries. So I think next time will be documentary.
I've watched actually a couple documentaries lately too that I could talk about. They're pretty good. So, all right, cool. Let's move it on to our quote from last week. We've got a bunch of winners.
Yeah.
We got James from J&J on Area Voices, Jake out on our Facebook site, CocoBuds13 and Buanta56, both guests on YouTube. And we're
all over that.
Correct. So, let's take a look at the clip.
You changed your shirt, Mr. Bond. I hope our little game isn't causing you to perspire.
A little. But I won't consider myself to be in trouble until I start weeping blood.
Bond. James Bond. Moneypenny.
Sorry.
It's not even the right Bond.
Yeah, that's true. But that's Casino Royale. Mm-hmm. And it's an awesome movie. And
it's a great movie.
Bond gets a nice little jab in there right after. Wow. Classic Bond style. So, congratulations to our winners. We've got another quote for you this week. It is as follows. Quote, "You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys?" End quote.
I personally don't like roundhouse kicks to the face.
Depends on what they're wearing.
That's true. That's true.
So, if you know the answer to that, go ahead and type it up in the comments, and we'll get your name on the show next week. Because it's fun to win. Mm-hmm. It's fun. I won monster truck tickets today.
That's true.
See, winning's good. I'm happy. See, so you could win too.
Yeah.
You can't win my monster truck tickets.
No. Don't mistake that.
All right, movies coming out this week.
Couple things.
Yeah, I got two worth mentioning. Which in previous weeks it's always been one. It seems like.
I think I had 3.
Oh, what have you
so
got
we'll see what we'll figure.
Bourne Legacy
Yes.
is a big action movie coming out. The 4th in the Bourne franchise.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it looks good. When I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be Jeremy Renner replacing Matt Damon. From what it sounds like, it's a
different
character.
Yep. A side story.
So that I'm okay with. And Jeremy Renner is.
If you're not on the Jeremy Renner
he's winning
train,
people over left.
I mean, you better get on this train. You know, from Hurt Locker to the new Mission Impossible to Avengers. I mean, the guy's just been one kick-ass role after another.
That's
so
true.
And to see him as a Bourne, and the previews make him look like a killing machine. So the other one I had was The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. And it's political season, you know, we're coming up on a big presidential election, so it's kind of timely, and they're candidates going after each other, and it kind of just takes the ridiculousness of campaigns to new lows and makes them funny.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of the Ides of March.
Yeah, that's true.
The serious movie, then the campaign. I'm excited to see Will Ferrell and Galifianakis together. That's gonna be fun.
The preview made it look really good. The baby scene was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Every different preview I've seen it makes me happy.
So all right, what was the other one?
The other one though that I think looks funny is the Meryl Streep movie. I can't think of it. What it's called. But Tommy Lee Jones, Meryl Streep, they're going to see a marriage counselor.
Oh,
Steve Carell.
Does that start?
Yeah, Steve Carell's a marriage counselor, and it looks really funny. Mostly because Tommy Lee Jones is playing the socially awkward old husband who doesn't want to talk about sex with a counselor. And I don't know. It looks funny. Meryl Streep is awesome in mostly everything that she does.
I must not recognize the name when I saw it.
I can't think of what it's called, but I'm sure it's on a poster.
Preview, and it looked okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll try to find it for you. Hopefully it's been found.
We'll work on it.
That's our episode for this week.
That's about it.
I guess so. We'll sign off. We'll see you next week with a brand new episode. Not a rerun.
Nope.
Brand new. New season starts next week.
Okay.
Of Movies in the Man Cave.
Makes our season like 5 episodes long then.
Did we just start a new season?
Pretty sure we did.
Ratings and whatnot.
Yeah, it's sweeps week or something. Right? Yeah, I'm feeling a
recline.
Day, yeah.
All right, we both got to do it. That's what I've determined. Otherwise, it looks ridiculous if it's just me. Double recline.
Double recline.
It should be an Olympic sport. It's like synchronized swimming, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Man,
it's gold.
Those Czechs are so good at synchronized reclining, though. We'd never beat the Czechs.